The views and opinions on this show are for entertainment purposes only. The only factual information is any story that has happened to AT2 or the parties involved. Other than that, go ahead and get you a drink, get you something to eat, just relax and enjoy the show. Let's have fun. All right, y'all, let's get real. What's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Talk the Real Deal with AT2. And you already know it's your boy AT2, hashtag TTRD. How everybody doing? How everybody living? How everybody feeling? Y'all feeling good out there? Not that I can hear you. What's up, everybody? I'm in a good mood right now. I was handling a little business. That's why I was late, but I'm here now. That's all that matters. I'm here now. That's all y'all need to worry about. Y'all know I always be late anyway. What's up, V? What's up, Mimi? What's up, Yolanda? What's up, JC? What's up, Jay? We got Jay and JC up in the building. We also got Andrea. Andrea, I hope you're feeling good. What's up, Mimi? We also got Rhonda. What's up, Rhonda? You been laying in the bed for 2 days too? I'm sorry about that. Man, be careful, you guys out there. I know it's probably not your wrongdoing or anything. I'm just saying in general to everybody. Be careful out there. We also have Mina, the hardest working mod out there. We also got Laugh, Gags, and Gossip. What's up, Smooth? We got Kimberly. All right. We got everybody here. Well, let's go ahead and get into it. Oh! We got one of the queens of the big sector in the motherfucking house, Gigi Darling, up in here. Make sure you guys go ahead and follow her. Okay, I guess we're going to be ready for the mess today. All right. What's up, Why You Bothered? All right, so let's get into it. So, as you guys know, I kind of want to wait until like the end to talk about the whole Tasha K and Cardi B case because, you know, I don't know if somebody paying money. I don't know if somebody going to jail. I don't know who's going to be who. You know, somebody out there said, you know, only lawyers should really be talking about subjects when it comes to court cases. But I am an entertainer and I always let people know I'm an entertainer. So kiss my ass, whoever said that. But let's go ahead and talk about it. So I got a few notes of things that I found interesting. So I'm just going to give a whole overall of what I think. And then I'll drop the link a little bit later so I can get you guys' opinion as well, too. So here's my thing. So, you know, as I'm understanding, you know, Tasha is coming off a little cocky in the case, you know, and shit, like when you feel like you the shit, you feel like you the queen, then I guess you can do that. However, I ain't got millions of dollars to pay nobody, so I'm definitely bowing down whenever it's necessary to bow down. I guess you feel like, you know, you can pop off, talk your shit, but allegedly it's supposed to be millions. Now, I know a lot of people are thinking like it's just 75K, but I guess that's like the basement. And then like it goes up and up and up as it goes along. And usually in court cases like this, when you show some kind of humility and stuff like that, you know, the jurors are kind of feel sorry, or the judge feels sorry for you, and they kind of lower how much you got to pay. But yeah, just a few things, you know, when it came to the question, like the lawyer had asked Tasha, like, oh, so your video made your video got over 3 million views, right? And she was like, no, over 4.8 million. Yo, Tasha is giving us a show even when she in the courtroom. Let me tell you something about Tasha. She gonna give you a show whether she in the courtroom or not. And it was kind of like, well, technically that question wasn't wrong. It is over 3 million, but just knowing that she was like, no, 4.8 million. Yo, that's why I think Tasha know. Tasha know this is not a winning case. She is just gonna go along with it and be all like, but I mean, if you look at it, it's raising her stock. Even though, oh Jay, I'm gonna go get me a Philly cheesesteak with that $10. Well, I can't get it until the 21st. But thank you so much. I appreciate that. No, she did say that. She did say that. And thank you for the super sticker. I said super chat, super sticker, Jay. I appreciate that. But yeah, I feel like it has raised her stock. Like TMZ is talking about it. Fox Soul, The Shade Room, so many different publications like Bossup.com. Well, that's not a publication, but Bossup.com, Hip Hop Week. Everybody is talking about this case. So it is raising Tasha's stock at the end of the day. Now, do you guys think that all publicity is good? In this case, let's take this. In this case, do you guys think all publicity is good publicity? Put a 1 in the chat. Yes. Like, no matter what happened, this raises Tasha's stock. Put a 2 in the chat if hell to the no. Like, this is definitely a bad move. I mean, all right, let's go ahead and do a 30-second countdown. All right. So we got some mix. Okay, I think we got more 2s actually. Okay, Andrea said 1, 2, 1. Okay, it's mixed. It's mixed. Okay, got it. 1 and 2. Yeah, I feel like definitely. I'll say this because a lot of people talk about 2 stock versus liable. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. I feel like in one way, yes, it definitely raises your stock. People know who you are, is getting your name out there. And now you can say, well, I'm a celebrity because, I'm out there. My name is tied to Cardi B. I had a case with Cardi B. Definitely, the Tasha K documentary, this is going to be a big part of that documentary whenever, someone decides to do it, no matter what. In the other terms, as far as like millions of dollars, possibly, having to take certain videos down with the names and stuff like that. Having to pay out, possibly whatever you made off the videos. Like in that case, no, it's not worth it, But then again, I'm a YouTuber only making about 500 a month, compared to somebody that's probably making somewhere in the at least about 5 digits a month. Estimate. We don't know how much we don't be counting anybody coins, but we know somebody that makes some coins. So it is what it is. Also, something that was interesting, Dennis Byron. A lot of people have been talking about this protective order that was in the state of Virginia, right? This protective order was put by Dennis Byron because he was doing like some investigative work about cyberbullying, and he was using Tasha K as the example. And so he was going around, oh, thank you, Hearts of Inspiration. I appreciate that. Is it worth the world to sell your soul? Ooh. Hey, that's a deep question right there. That is a deep question. For me, no, it's not. But for other people, it might be. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. AT2, I get tickled with the colorful mic. I had to bring the microphone back. Oh my God, I dropped my notes. Okay, so the Byron guy, right? He was going around to Tasha's neighborhood and stuff like that. Some people refused to interview, and then some people did interview and stuff like that. So what ended up happening was that Tasha said something to the effect that if he came to my home, I would bang, bang, bang. But she said if he came to her home, but you can't put threats out to people like that. So that was that. But, I think it was more like something like people typically say, you know, if you came to my home, you wouldn't make it out alive. You know, people always make those threats all the time. So that one, unless there's a different context of what she said it in, you know, I can't hold her for that one. But, you know, this is also the reporter for TMZ and hip hop. It's not Hip Hop Weekly. It's something else. What's up, Sadie? I see you in the building. It's hip hop something else, but TMZ and hip hop something. He's like the reporter for it, and you know, and Dennis Byron will go ahead and give him his credit. He said, you know, give me my credit if you're using my ish. He was also the guy that was on the Lead Attorney channel. If you guys know that channel, he was on the Lead Attorney's channel as well. Inquirer, okay, Hip Hop Inquirer. Thank you, Hearts of Inspiration. I appreciate that. And make sure you guys also go ahead and check out her channel too. She had a reading earlier today about Sagittariuses, and I was all like, yo, that describes the situation I'm in right now. Hey, Pamela. So, you know, he's been reporting on it. You can look at his IG lives and stuff like that. So he's been really, you know, on top of this. So Friday and Monday and tomorrow, which is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, there won't be any cases going on. What's up, Dime Piece and Yvette Abby? There won't be, you know, it'll pick back up on Tuesday. So there's also another part about the husband basically saying, like, you know, they were asking him about the cease and desist, right? Oh, hold on. We got an anniversary. But the cease and desist, like, you know, how come, you know, when you were sent the cease and desist by Cardi's team, why didn't you guys just stop? And he was all like, well, my wife is the one that makes the decisions about it. And, you know, he also said other things, and it seemed like he was throwing Tasha under the bus. Now, the thing is that even though that's his wife, he can't lie, because that would definitely get him in trouble as well too. So I think it was more of like a strategy, like, oh, well, I'm gonna tell the truth and say, hey, I ain't got nothing to do with this, to protect the brand. You know, he definitely has to protect himself, protect the brand. You know, so I don't necessarily think he was throwing her under the bus, like, you know, but at the same time, like, he has to tell the truth. You know, he's under oath. Also, another part was about, you know, did your wife lie under oath when she said, what was it? Hold on, let me get the exact quote, because I don't like to misquote and stuff like that, because it'd be like AT2 misquoted what was happening in the court case and shit. So let me pull that up real quick. Oh damn, I done lost my damn notes. What was it? Oh, about the owning multiple business. They were like, "Did your wife lie under oath about having multiple businesses?" And he was all like, "Yes, they only have the one business, I guess. So they don't have multiple businesses." But I thought they had another business underneath the whole Kiwi Studios brand and stuff like that. But I guess not. Also, you know, Tasha saying, and I'm paraphrasing this part, but Tasha saying like the whole HPV and like, you know, saying that Cardi was a prostitute and stuff like that. You know, Tasha basically saying in layman's terms, like, I did it for entertainment, I did it for money. I knew it wasn't true, but I still reported on it. That definitely doesn't look good. I mean, it's one thing when something is looked at, and this is where the lawyers need to spin this. Now, I'm not a lawyer, but I do know this. You need to spin this into, oh, I was doing a parody on Cardi. That's how you spin it. I'm gonna tell you how you do it. A lot of people get sued, and as long as it's seen like kind of comedic or like a parody or something like that, you can get by with it. And if you say like, oh, you know, I was just doing a parody of this, or, you know, this was like a comedic performance or entertainment, sometimes it's looked at as like, oh, okay, you know. Oh, she said she had HPV. I'm not laughing at having HPV, but you know, it's not something to joke about. You know, it definitely isn't something to joke about. What's up, Marine? Thank you for coming. You definitely don't joke about, you know, having HPV and stuff like that. Yeah, that part definitely ain't looking good. And the most damaging was the testimony from Cardi B, basically alluding to, and I can't say the word on here for monetization, but wanting to harm herself. Having those kind of thoughts in her head of harming herself based on what was said. Now, whether Cardi B was lying or not, that's not y'all to judge. That's for the jurors to take that into consideration. You know what I mean? But let me go ahead and read this though. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Hearts of Inspiration, for making it to the 4 months. I appreciate you. And like I said, make sure you guys check out her channel as well, too. Hey, hear her. What's up? So anyway, yeah, that is serious. And whether, and like I said, because some people are all like, oh, well, Cardi's lying, because she had a birthday party the next day and da 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 da. Mind you, that's none of your business what she did the next day, following day. And she said that this information, what happened, because this was like a former friend or whatever, the Star Marie lady that Tasha had an interview with. That was like Cardi's former friend and stuff like that. And so somebody, if I had a best friend or a family member out there just spreading lies and just saying stuff to hurt me, that would hurt me no matter what. Even if I didn't have, thoughts of harming myself, it's going to hurt you either way, Now, are the jurors going to look at hurt feelings as, some how to sway? I don't know. But, it's serious. What's up, Marie? Yes, I want to hear this. Just started working, but I got you. Hear her when I get my first piece of. Thank you. I appreciate that. No, make sure you buy yourself something nice too. Don't worry about me. Buy yourself something nice. You hear me? Yeah, it definitely is. What's up, Dev? And I'm saying Dev with a V, not Deb. Dev. Um, that's not true, especially when you admit that you lied. You can't hide behind a parody or using the word allegedly. Yes, and let's talk about that, saying allegedly. Even if you say allegedly, you still have to, see, that's why I got to put this up here. You still have to at least do some kind of fact check or say, I heard it from here, or I heard it from there. You can't just be using information and saying like, this is true, I'm putting this out and this is what it is. You just can't say anything with the word alleged. Y'all know when I had, like, I guess if you want to call it, my little scandal situation, they were throwing in the whole alleged. But it's all like, no, you're defaming my character. And especially if the person that the rumor, quote unquote, came from said it was a lie and it was false, and you're still spreading that information, you're defaming my character, you dirty son of a, you know what? Y'all about to make me mad again. Y'all about to make me mad again. Every time I got to reiterate it, but you know what it is. I honestly, to tell you the truth, I'm not over the situation, but it definitely was a growing situation for me, and I learned from it, and I'll know how to handle myself, and I know how to be around other people. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so I'm definitely surprised how, it's from what I'm reading, how it seems that Tasha is a little cocky about it. Definitely, I think she should show some kind of humility, but we'll see how this works out. Like I said, I'm not a lawyer. I'm an entertainer. I'm not a lawyer, but we'll see how this works out. Even if Cardi was putting on an Oscar performance for it, not be for Tasha K's actions, Cardi wouldn't have to perform for the courts. So it does not matter if she was faking. Yeah, you're right about that. And that's what I was saying too. What was the next thing? Oh, so let me ask you guys. So what do you guys think about the court case so far? So do y'all think it's looking good for Tasha? Or you think that, yeah, it ain't looking so good? What's up, saucy bossy? I ain't seen you in a minute. So put a 1 in the chat if things aren't looking too good for Tasha, or put a 2 in the chat if you team Tasha K. Go ahead, and we're going to do a 30-second countdown. We'll be right back. Ew. Okay, I see a lot of ones. What's up, Kennedy? I see a lot of ones in here. Okay. Yeah. And then, also admitting to lying too. I forgot somebody mentioned that, but yeah, admitting to lying, that's not good either. Um, I was gonna before I start talking about the storm situation, um, seems different. There we go. There we go. There we go. Because I needed to look up the lyrics to the song before I started. But anyway, so let's talk about this whole storm situation. So those of you who didn't know, who didn't watch my last video, hopefully you watched it. But those of you who didn't watch my last video, I kind of gave you the breakdown. Tasha had went live and basically explained what happened with Chelsea and Vaughn, Storm, and just the whole situation and stuff like that. But just to give you a brief overview, Chelsea is the marketing manager for Tasha K. She ended up falling in love with the dude Vaughn. Do I still got their pictures and stuff like that? Yeah, still. Okay, here we go. So Chelsea is in the red, and then Vaughn is right next to her in the gray suit. So Chelsea and Vaughn were dating, right? And he was giving her pillow talk while he was in jail, and she was swooned by him and was all like, "Oh my God, I'm in love with you," and stuff like that. He gave her the prison talk. We're fans of Love After Lockup, so we already know how the situation goes. And then what ended up happening was that they had a falling out, broke up, and all that stuff. Now, how Storm got into it, which Storm is on the left, Storm got into it because Tasha had asked for a favor and say, "Hey, can he move into your house because I know you're getting ready to move and stuff like that, and it'll be empty." He had 2 more months left on the lease, so he let Vaughn move in. But what he didn't know is that Vaughn and Chelsea were also moving in together to his home. Chelsea denies that she moved in. She said she was just checking on the situation, but she was there at the home a lot. When you there at the home a lot, more than a day or two, if you there for weeks, you live in there. But anyway, and so Storm basically wanted to separate himself from everybody. He wanted to separate himself. Oh, thank you, Rosalind. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We like money around here. We like the kind that jingle and the kind that fold. All right, y'all. So Storm said he's backing away from Vaughn, Chelsea, and Tasha. Oh, and I forgot to tell you guys, the reason why I have the picture of Jeffree Star on the right is because Tasha had dropped the bomb that Vaughn was going to be the cover up and go to Miami with this guy named Mr. 2 Weeks. So Jeffree and Mr. 2 Weeks could do their thing, allegedly. And y'all know what I mean by do they thing. So that's why I got the picture of him. So Storm goes live yesterday and kind of just let callers call in, and he basically explained the situation. He let us know that he only met Chelsea a couple of times beforehand. She lived in New York. Also that, it seemed that she was moving down here for that guy as well too. For Vaughn, and because she was in New York and he was surprised, why would you leave your job? So I guess she had a job too as well as being Tasha's marketing manager. And so he was all like, damn, she's moving down here for this dude. Also, I think something that Storm didn't say, I think he was actually kind of hurt the way that Tasha kind of seems like she's defending Chelsea. A lot of people are saying this young thing because Chelsea is only 25 and stuff like that. When I was 25, I had my own place. So I don't think that whole you're young thing is really I don't believe all in that, you're young and you were swooned by this dude or whatever. But you still have common sense. You know what I mean? Even at 25, you still have common sense. I don't think 25 is that young. Now, 21, I'll be like, okay, 21, 22, yeah, 25, and you on your own, you got a job, career, and especially because at first I was saying that Chelsea's not in the public eye, but she does have a YouTube channel. If you have a YouTube channel, you do have to be more calculated in the way that you move because you are a business and you are a brand. But something that Storm didn't say, but I feel like he was hurt that it seemed that Tasha had Chelsea's back more than him. And this is what I mean by that. With Storm, you never really, and he did say this part, you never really seen him in the drama as far as like his personal life. We don't know much about Storm's personal life, but with Chelsea, we know that she dated the guy that Tasha did an interview with, who was with Latoya Ali, who has a YouTube and was on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And so, but with Storm, we don't really know his personal life. And then it's kind of like, well, how the hell did you get up in the situation where, you're defending her and stuff like that? Why is she even, she's your employee? Like, how did you end up in this situation, like trying to help her out and defend her? I think lines were blurred and lines were crossed. I'm not down for saying that, you should fire somebody or anything like that. But I feel that Tasha should have probably just been like, hey, that's your situation. I'm not getting involved with this. But, like you can give somebody advice and stuff like that. Let's not, totally say like, oh, you shouldn't have an opinion at all. But trying to coordinate where he's going to live, help him out with his channel and all that. That was doing way too much. Be all like, hey, y'all in love. This is y'all situation. You go ahead and do this. Now, if somebody is going to be physically harmed or, something to that extent, I see you popping in there and, being in there and trying to help out. But if it's not going to be that kind of situation where somebody's going to be physically harmed or, the D word, then let them do their thing. Like, I'm not getting involved with, for example, my moderators. If me and my moderators, we have conversations and stuff like that, and we're cool. But, I'm not going to be hopping in their situations and their relationships. That's none of my business, that's none of my business to be hopping in there in other people's situations and stuff like that. Like, I got to stay out of that. Like, whoa, that's too much info. Don't tell me that. If they want my advice, I can give them my advice. But I can't be all up in the Kool-Aid and I don't even know the flavor. I got to let them do their own thing, Now with the Vaughn Ray guy, do I think that he was a user, manipulator and stuff like that? He gave her, a few sweet nothings and was able to, get her and stuff like that? Yes, I do. What's up, Deborah? I definitely think that he told her a few sweet nothings and then was all like, oh, yeah, I'm in love now and stuff like that. I definitely do think that he is an opportunist, definitely, from him being with Latoya and then with him being with Jeffree Star, allegedly. And, just the way that he's moving. And now, I believe if somebody can look it up, isn't he on Conscious TV right now? He's on Conscious TV channel. I try to watch some of what he was saying on Conscious channel, but it's just all lies and all deflection and stuff like that. And it's kind of like, ain't nobody trying to hear all that shit. Ain't nobody trying to hear all this lies and deflection, because now you're trying to say, oh, it wasn't even a relationship. It wasn't even like that. And then you got Chelsea. Chelsea went on the Wiley show and was all like, oh, yeah, it wasn't even like that. We was just kicking it. Nah, somebody lying. Somebody caught feelings. Who was the one that caught feelings, Somebody caught feelings, and it is what it is. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you caught feelings, just say it, But definitely, and Chelsea's probably embarrassed. That's why she's not saying it. With Vaughn, I definitely feel like he being cocky, and he's all like, oh, I don't care. She was trying to move me in, and she was trying to move fast, and I was just kind of going along with it. Nah, that ain't right, homie. That's not right. Especially to, be wasting a woman's time and doing that. When you're talking to your homeboys, that's cool. But when you're talking to a majority of people and you have mostly females watching you, that don't look good for you. Just being honest. It amazes me with all these opportunists out here. There's a lot of them out there in multiple different ways too. Shit, people would run over their grandma with the way I'm telling you. But I definitely think that he is an opportunist. This is just my opinion. I think that he's an opportunist. Even right now, from him going to platform and then him kind of milking the situation, he gonna milk this shit until it's dry. Because now all of a sudden, Tasha K, oh, I don't like that lady. Now you don't like Chelsea. Oh, it was never like that, blah, blah, blah. And then with Storm, now he did say Storm, he's still cool with Storm and stuff like that. And, it's just that, Storm decided not to talk to him, but he said Storm was cool and that kind of stuff. Now, something that I've seen that Vaughn had said on his own channel, he was all like, oh yeah, well, I never he said he claimed that because remember Tasha alluded to this secret that he said about Storm or whatever, and then whatchamacallit, Vaughn was all like, no, there was no secret, I wasn't talking about him behind his back, he should have asked me if I was talking about him behind his back. He was like, well, before I moved in with him, I thought he was gay, so I wanted to look into, here's my thing, a lot of us get the whole gay thing, right? I get it. A lot of people get it, whenever, especially when you do celebrity gossip. Let's take off the Band-Aid and let's get real with it, right? But here's my thing, Vaughn. People say that you are gay. People say that you are effing Jeffree Star. So at the end of the day, how can you put that on somebody else and they say that about you? Like, you sound ignorant saying that about Storm. And yeah, there's people that say that about Storm, but how are you going to say that, oh, well, beforehand, I thought he was this and that. But beforehand, there was rumors about you sleeping with Jeffree Star. So at the end of the day, I don't even know why you would bring that up, And then also Vaughn said something like, oh, well, if I said anything about Storm, I would say it to his face and this and that, I would, what would he do if I said it to his face? Vaughn, you saying that you're going to beat up this man or alluding to you can beat him up? Stop that shit. Stop that shit right now. Because you was in this man's house. You wasn't going to touch him. You was in his house. Come on now. You was living in his house. What you talking about? You was going to fight him and you was going to do, no, you was living in his house. You should have been running his bath water, cooking the meals, taking out the trash, washing dishes. How are you going to talk about, oh, if I had anything to say, I would have said it? Shut the And you living in the man's house and you said, if I had anything to say, I would say, no, your ass would have been quiet. You would have been quiet, Right. But Deb, this is the difference. You're not living in the man's house saying this shit. You know what I mean? You're not living in his house saying this. That's totally different. When you living in somebody's house and you talking shit about them. Now, I will say, when you living in your parents' house and stuff like that, you be like, oh, I hate them. They get on my nerves. That's a little different when you live with your family, But you talking about somebody like, oh, if I had anything to say, oh, you're laughing at the bathwater thing. But, oh, yeah, if I had anything to say with him, I would just say it. Da, da, da. What is he going to do? Don't ever try to threaten nobody, and especially when you're living in their home. You were living in their home. Like, how dare you? Like, this is crazy to me, right? Put a 1 in the chat if you would ever let somebody disrespect you in your own home. Put a 2 in the chat, hell to the nah. What's up, Sherry? Right, Monica, get the hell out of here. Somebody talking to you crazy in your own home. Like, shut your ass up. You would not say shit. Except pack your damn bags and get the fuck out. Talking about, yeah, disrespect is not ever in somebody else's home. Never. And if you feel like you about to disrespect somebody in their home, you leave. You don't disrespect nobody in their home or say, oh, I would have said this or I would have said that. And that's the thing about letting other people live in your home too. because you don't know if they're snooping in your medicine cabinet or they're reading your mail or they sniffing your underwear at night. You never know when you got people up in your home. It's a stranger in your house, because there was a stranger in my house. That was definitely a stranger. You know what I mean? That was a stranger. And Storm was taking a risk by having a stranger in his house, and it bit him in the ass. But I still, in this whole situation, Storm is the good guy. At the end of the day, Storm is the good guy. He was trying to do a favor and help out and stuff like that, but unfortunately, you can't. You can't help nobody. Oh, did y'all hit the like button? Hold on. Let me make sure y'all hit the damn like button. Let's play a little commercial, and I'm gonna check if y'all hit that damn like button. Hold on.
Remix. Come on. I know you're not an avatar, but baby girl, you ugly, damn. I know you're not an avatar, but baby girl, you scaring me, Kiana. Yeah. Bust a Kiana, yeah. Baby girl, you're kinda ugly, yeah. Baby girl, you're related to Freddie, yeah. Baby girl, you give me nightmares.
All right, y'all hitting that like button, okay. But if you just tune in, you better hit the like button too. But anyway, there's a song that describes a situation, because it almost seemed that, and everybody's trying to make it seem like Vaughn and Storm were effing, and then he was effing with Chelsea at one time. No, I don't think him and Storm was getting it on. I definitely don't think that. I think the situation was that Storm had a friend, and, he was cool with the friend, but sometimes when your friends break up or, there's a relationship going on, it puts you in the middle, and Storm was put in the middle. And I feel that Chelsea felt that there was supposed to be some kind of loyalty, like, hey, if I stop talking to him, you need to stop talking to him too. But as Storm was saying, like, they were never that close. They were never friends like that. But, there is a situation, because it's almost like they was competing for the same man, Storm in a platonic way, and then Chelsea in a more romantic way, There's a song, I don't know if you guys ever heard it. Have y'all ever heard the song by Whitney Houston and Deborah Cox? It's called Same Script, Different Past. I can't play the song for y'all, but I can only, do the chorus. And here's how it goes. Now, it's Whitney singing to Deborah, because Whitney was the original woman, right? Which is Chelsea, and then Deborah Cox is the new woman, which is Storm. So it's basically singing about you took my role and stuff like that, right? So here's the chorus. So it says, "This is the retake of my life." This is Whitney singing to Deborah. So this is Chelsea singing to Storm, right? "This is the retake of my life. I was his star for many nights. Now the roles have changed, and you're the leading lady in his life. Lights, camera, now you're on. Just remember, you've been warned. Enjoy it now, because it won't last. Same script, different cast." God damn, if that song don't describe that situation, I don't know what will. Yo. She was like, "This is the retake of my life. I was his star for many nights. Now the roles have changed, and you're the leading lady in his life. Lights, camera, now you're on. Just remember, you've been warned. Enjoy it now, 'cause it won't last. Same script, different cast." But but yeah, that's basically what was going on. Crazy. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link. Let me go ahead and drop it if anybody wants to come on and say anything. But let me do a quick commercial for y'all, and then we'll be right back, of course.
What's up, aunties, boogie woogies, and sugar woogers? How y'all doing today, auntie boogie woogies and sugar doogie crack crack? You know, that AT2, the AT2, he said my name again. You know, Judge Velvet is going to get that AT2, AT2. We see you, AT. I got you, AT2. My auntie babies are sugar, wooger, quookie, doc, whack. We going to get you. We going to get you, AT2. We going to get you. Judge Velvet, we ain't with the fuck shit. Hallelujah.
What's up, Laugh, Gags, and Gossip? And thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate or super chat, I should say. Oh, and she is joining. Hey, what's up, T? Your mic.
Hey.
Oh, okay, I can hear you now. What's up?
So I'm watching. Oh my God, this is another epic weekend with the whole Storm, Tasha, Vaughn, and Chelsea drama.
Yeah, they're controlling the algorithm. I'm jealous. I'm trying to get some people together so we can fight online for like a whole 24 hours. But go ahead.
well, look. How about we fabricate some drama between the two of us?
Oh yeah,
I can use the likes, huh?
I'm down for it. We at least need like about 10 other people so we can exchange shifts. Like I do 2 hours, you do 2 hours, and somebody else come on do another 2 hours. You know, that kind of stuff.
Exactly. But okay, so I was just on Conscious TV, and Vaughn is over there, right? Mm-hmm. And they're talking about Chelsea. And so, from my perspective, like, I don't mean to sound like once we get over 40. Once we get over 42, and that's as far as I'm going to go. We think we know everything. But I just feel like Tasha K was at the helm of everything that happened. She's the owner of the business. You cannot work in an organization we have to take, at the company that I work at, you have to take annual sexual harassment trainings. So that you can't even practically tell a person that their outfit is cute without being scared that you're going to be called to HR.
Right. And you know what's funny? Like, there was no kind of like, because my thing was like, Tasha should have immediately like shut it down. Like, I know Tasha said she didn't know until like he was in jail and stuff like that, and then he was getting out. But Tasha should have been like, hey, Chelsea, what you doing? You should have shut it down.
And the fact that, this is, so here, bottom line is she bears some liability. If anything comes of this, if there's any kind of lawsuits, Kiwi Studios will definitely be a part of it. Now, I know some people are going to say, well, what can she, you can sue anybody for anything. I could sue you for being online right now. But as a businesswoman and as an organization, you have to put some safeguards in place to protect your organization. So it sounds like since this whole situation, she has added some rules about, you can't date the interviewees or whatever, right?
Right.
But I still think that, okay, so here's a couple of things. So they wanted Storm to come up to address Vaughn Ray tonight, right? Storm made a statement. At first, Storm itself, and this is all allegedly because I don't know this to be a fact, but it looks like Storm was going to come up and speak, right? Then all of a sudden, there's a message that Storm says he was threatened. By whom?
Oh.
So he decided not to come up. Are you threatened by, you can't be threatened by your subscribers. You can't, he said, and the one person that he cleared was Vaughn. He said, and I was not threatened by Vaughn. So people in the chat were saying it must be Tasha.
Oh, exclusive. I didn't know this.
Yeah, well, go back and watch the replay. So, that right there is, that's alarming. So then Tasha jumps in the comments and says, I didn't threaten him. I didn't say anything to him. He's blocked me. I've been blocked for 2 weeks or a week or whatever. And I'm not trying to say verbatim, but the bottom line is it has to be somebody who has some authority over him. Why would he say he was threatened and he's not coming up?
Right. Or is he just playing around, because, Storm sometimes like will play around, just try to get, like, he was in Wiley chat, just getting the chat going and shit like that. Do you think he was playing around or serious?
Well, that could be. I mean, I don't know Storm personally, so I don't know. But if he was willing to come on in the beginning, why all of a sudden the change of heart? Because see, the thing is that he was going to come on, and then all of a sudden we see Tasha in the chat. And then after she was in the chat, then people start saying, "Oh, he's scared because Tasha's here."
Okay.
And see, and so I mean, for the last year or so, Storm has been doing well. You know, everybody's talking about. Wait, did you see this? The new video that came out with Chelsea telling Vaughn that she was going to get him in a 360 Kiwi contract.
Yeah, somebody else had released that. Yep, I seen that.
Okay, so for the last, I guess, 2 years, we've been talking about the fact that, you know, Storm is doing so well. He has 200,000 K subs and all this stuff, and he's progressing. But now we're seeing that Tasha K has more control over his career than we probably thought before.
I was wondering, is he still in the contract? Because how is he separating himself for 6 months if he's still in a contract?
Interesting. He may not. Well, you know, I mean, that's all. I don't know how that works. But I will say that, okay, now this is something that maybe you can get on top of. Maybe we can get this exclusive together. I remember back in 2017, I started watching Tasha K in 2017 when she was aligned with Jessica Kohinoor. What happened? Do you know Jessica Kohinoor, aka Gossip Girl? Okay, Jessica Kohinoor. What happened with that relationship?
With the Jessica, it sounds familiar. I just can't think of like who that exactly is.
Jessica. So Tasha K and Jessica. So when Tasha K aligned herself with Jessica Kohinoor, who is aka Gossip Girl now, Jessica was slightly ahead of her with, I believe, about 76,000 subs. Tasha K had about 50,000 subs. What happened was they kind of hooked up and they exposed that whole issue. Do you remember when Usher was accused of giving the girl herpes? Remember
yes,
that?
Allegedly,
okay.
Yes.
Right. So that's when they all started. Then all of a sudden there was some underlying rumors because, you know, Jessica Kohinoor is a trans woman. Do you know that? You know that?
No, because I still don't know who it is.
Okay, well, listen, AT2. We got to get to the bottom of this because I want to know what happened. So we're gonna take this offline.
Something happened between them, like they had some kind of falling out.
I believe so.
Oh.
Yeah, I believe so. Anybody in the chat know what? Please ask the chat. Does anybody have any? I've been going on Lipstick Alley trying to get information, but I know for a fact that they were really tight, and Jessica kind of helped Tasha in the beginning of her career early on. So, chat, we got to break this story. AT2, you got to get to the bottom of it. We gotta
figure out who Jessica is, and then I'll try to get to the bottom of it. But that's interesting though. So there's nobody made any videos explaining like they had a falling out or anything.
Well, I mean, I have a little bit of behind the scenes, because I know a little bit, but all I want to say is that something did happen. I'm pretty sure. And now Jessica has erased herself from. She's Gossip Girl now. Do you ever watch her?
I've seen that. Well, you know what? I haven't watched the Gossip Girl channel. However, I do know that the Gossip Girl does ring a bell because I do know that Gossip Girl makes community posts and stuff like that, and it'll show up on my timeline and like celebrity news and stuff like that. And sometimes I'll reshare it. I had no idea who it was because I've never actually watched the channel. I just know that it shows up on my timeline.
So go watch Gossip Girl and just think back in 2017 to 2018, they were pretty cool. And Gossip Girl helped her do a lot of stuff in the beginning. But all of a sudden, there was I don't know if there was some behind the scene riff, but a lot of people was telling Jessica to watch Tasha K. And so I don't know what happened, but we got to get to the bottom of that. But now let's get back to Storm. Okay, so now Storm is separating himself from Tasha K and Kiwi, right?
Right.
Interesting thing is that Tasha was saying, well, I know you saw the live where Tasha was talking about Vaughn Ray was saying things behind the scenes about Storm, right? When Storm was living. In my estimation, if Tasha had any information that Vaughn had said anything about Storm, considering the fact that her and Storm were colleagues or she employed him and they were supposed to have a working relationship, why wouldn't she tell him until she was upset? That's
Right.
number one.
Or shut that shit down. Like, what are you talking about? You ain't saying shit about him. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So that shows you where her loyalty is.
And I was going to mention that too. Thank you for bringing that up, because Storm didn't say what it was either, but he said, like, the only thing I ever done, I might drink and then, I do my weed and stuff like that. So I wonder, was he alluding to like him saying he takes pills or, does a little, I wonder if that what it was, some kind of drugs or something like that, allegedly.
Yeah, I don't know what it could be. I think it's something.
But that goes back to the whole, you having a stranger in your house and they sniffing your underwear and stuff like that,
Exactly. You can't trust anybody, right?
Yeah, because what are you doing in my room?
But the fact that Tasha didn't bring that information to him and she allowed it to continue and let this man live in his house. Tasha, what? I mean, that's like, if you're my people, I'm not going to do that to you.
Right. Because this situation happened in Thanksgiving. Like,
exactly.
He said it during Thanksgiving and he was living in the house and everything like that. So it's all like, wait, you held on to that information. But I mean, let's be honest, like there's a lot of people that hold on to information and then once they get mad, they throw it in your face like, oh, well, this person said this about you. And it's like, well, why haven't you told me that before? So yeah, in that case, that was wrong.
Okay, and I totally agree. So I think I've told you behind the scenes, I've had relationships with people behind on YouTube, but I'm never going to bring those things forward. It's just not worth it. If we fall out, we falling out behind the scenes because I just don't do that. But Tasha and Storm were supposed to be tight. He was her employee. She let him live in her house, and now he's doing you a solid by letting this man live in your house. Why wouldn't you let him know? Because you know why? Because her bottom line is Kiwi Studios. So I'm not going to do anything that's going to disrupt, my workflow with my employees and Vaughn and Kelsey. I know some ish about you. I know this man doesn't like you, but as long as it serves me, I ain't saying ish. But when I get mad, I'm going to throw it up in your face. That's wrong.
But let me ask you this, and before you answer, I'm going to do a 30-second countdown. Do you feel that Tasha likes Chelsea better than Storm? Everybody in the chat, put Chelsea. Okay, so who do you think Tasha likes better? Do you think she likes Chelsea? Go ahead and put Chelsea in the chat. If it's Storm, put Storm in the chat. Okay. I have over 100 people in the chat, but I only see one person voted. It says Kennedy voted. Oh, they're going to make me come back out and come back in. Somebody else was saying they had the same issue too. Okay, you think she liked Chelsea more? Okay. T, go ahead and answer that question. I'm going to come right back in, okay?
Okay, so this is coming. Bottom line is Tasha like what's best for her business. And whoever is making Kiwi Studio successful, that's what she like best. I don't believe it's Storm, nor do I believe it's Chelsea. It's all about the dollar. And I think, but in this instance, Chelsea is probably the rainmaker. Storm has his own channel. He's doing his own thing, and he may have a contract with Kiwi Studios, but it looks like Chelsea is bringing the stories. She's the one who is actually bringing talent into, for Tasha K to do the interviews. So her does she like either one of them better? No, but her loyalty is going to be with the one who is driving her business, the rainmaker. And as soon as that changes, her loyalty will change. That's the bottom. That's the way it is.
Right.
Like I tell my daughter, are you gonna be the nail or the hammer, baby? You better be the hammer. Okay. So
right, because I was thinking like, dang, it seemed like Storm has never got you in any kind of controversy. He has never done anything really, but it just seemed like you were more protecting Chelsea. And maybe, and here's another thing, because I don't know if you guys have ever had friends with the opposite sex, and this seems to happen with women. Here we go. I'm about to be in trouble.
No, you're not.
You know, the woman is always going to go with the other woman, and they're going to have each other's backs, like no matter what. And it's the same for men too. But you know, for women, more than likely, they're going to have each other's backs. So,
yeah,
you know, she sees a woman, you know, they keep saying, you know, she's 25, she's 25, she's 25. And so that's probably replaying in her head. And so she's all like, I got to protect her. I got to protect her. I got to protect her. But, you know, where's your mama and where's your daddy? You know, they can protect you. You know, that's your employee. Leave her as an employee.
Okay, AT2, I want to bring up another point. Tasha K, if you saw the live where she went on the rant and she kind of threw Storm under the bus, to me, am I the only one who this went back to the Avatar? Remember when the Avatar went online and called out her employees, like, why didn't you handle this dispute behind the scenes? I understand you're a gossip channel, and as you know, subbies and people, spectators, we want to know everything that happens. But as the, you know, as the owner at the helm of Kiwi Studios, why did you bring that to the forefront? And that's the same thing Monica did. And a lot of people turned on Monica because of the way she handled it.
Avatar. We call her Avatar. We do not call her. Okay.
Avatar. My bad.
You can call her Keniana. You can call her Keniana if you want to, but we don't call that. We don't use that M word. It's disgusting. Keep going.
Yeah, oh, my bad. Okay, I'm so sorry, Chad. I'm so sorry. So Avatar. But when the Avatar did it, did you see how people were really turned off with the way that she handled it? And it's kind of like, you know, TK, can we say Tasha K?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Tasha K, not a bad word.
Yeah, that's not a bad word, but the N word is bad.
Okay. I mean, I think a lot of people felt also that Tasha should have handled this behind the scenes with, you know, Storm, Vaughn, and Chelsea, especially because she drugged Storm into the mess in the first place.
Right. She definitely drug him into the mess. And, you know, a lot of people were saying, like, well, why did Storm agree to it? Like, if your boss, somebody who helped you out, somebody who moved you from, where was he from? Phoenix, Arizona, and moved you to Atlanta, helped you get started, you're going to want to help that friend out, and you're going to do whatever. If she's vouching for somebody and that's your boss, you're going to be like, yeah, sure, you can move him in. Because a lot of people were putting it on Storm, but your boss is saying, like, hey, can you move somebody in? You know, granted, if it was like, I wouldn't say my boss, I would say like a family member, and they're like, hey, I need somebody to move into your house, I'll be like, yeah, sure. You know, if they're vouching for them because that's my family and I'm going to help them out. But, you know, that's the way that Storm was looking at it. So I don't think that's right, putting the blame on him. What do you think about that?
Well, I think there's two things at play here. First, if you work at a real corporation, your manager or anybody in your organization probably wouldn't ask you that, because if there would be some liability. If your manager puts you in that situation, you're going to be able to sue them. You're going to be able to sue that they put undue pressure on you. You felt that you would lose your job if you didn't comply. So if I was Storm, any fallout from this, trust me, I'll be running courthouse. But number two, it's just that I think Storm felt that he needed to pay it forward because Tasha, from my understanding, had allowed him to live with her. And she had, you know, when he first went to Atlanta, and she had done things for him. So he was probably trying to be charitable and just, you know, pay it back. So I think that he was from that perspective. Yeah. Although, but again, you can't mix business with pleasure. You just cannot.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I mean, believe that.
I mean, and if you know, anybody who works in corporate America, your manager can barely tell you got cute shoes on without the threat of being sued.
Right. But I know Tasha, and I forgot to mention this. I know Tasha said she didn't have like a policy or anything like that, right? When it came to dating the talent and stuff like that. However, I don't feel like you need that. If you worked at a job before, you ain't supposed to be with the talent and stuff. Like, it's a conflict of interest. Like, how does she not know that? That's my thing with Chelsea. I'm not blaming her for being swooned by this guy. Oh, Storm is on live with Conscious TV right now. Oh, somebody
let's go.
give us the
Okay,
details and then tell us.
we gonna watch it. What you want to do?
Let me did you want to go and watch it?
No, I mean, I'm here with you. I'm good. Whatever you want to do.
With me. No, I meant somebody else go and watch it and then give us the details on what.
Okay. So, but see, here's the thing again, and you make a great point. But I think in terms of sexual harassment and those kind of things, that those trainings started approximately 15 years ago in corporate America, and so you can't. The thing about companies is they can't make assumptions. If you don't explicitly tell your employees what they can and can't do, then if something occurs, then you're still liable because you didn't tell them. So I understand what you're saying. Chelsea should know, and of course she should know. But from my estimation, being an older woman, Chelsea's only 25. That's so young.
Here we go. No. By the time you're 25, there's an HR policy and all that shit.
Listen, AT2. Like I said on Conscious TV, if you were to go replay my life at 25, jumping over Bart, Bart, getting drunk, jumping over them Bart things, doing stuff on camera that my parents would whoop you young, you're living, dancing on tables. She's young. At 25 with no children, if you could rewind the film of my life, I would be embarrassed.
But listen, I get what you're saying by that. I get it. But I still go back to this, like, even if you are 25, like, I feel 25, you know better about certain things. You still make mistakes. Hell, I just turned 33 and I still make mistakes. But my 33-year-old ass know right from wrong. Like, I'm not confused about what is right and what is wrong. You know what I mean? That's why I think like the whole 25 thing is like, I don't know about that. Storm has explained the situation again about live-in arrangements with Vaughn and Chelsea to clear it up. Okay. Thank you guys. But let me ask the chat, because you might not be alone. Do you think that at 25 that is still considered young and don't know any better? Put a 1 in the chat if you think it's young and don't know any better. Put a 2 in the chat if you think 25 you should know something. Oh, I think something happened to T. Or maybe she's going to go ahead and watch it. But make sure you guys follow Laugh, Gas, and Gossip. She also has a STEM channel, which I think it's linked to her main channel. So you guys should be able to check it out. So definitely shout out to her. Thank you for coming on. But yeah, I just think with the 25 thing, I don't think that's too young. I think that is old enough to know. You know, I feel like that's old enough to know. For some reason, Conscious is crying. Oh, he's crying? What? Oh, damn, we gotta finish this live. Okay. T, your internet is messing up. I wanted to get to the Wiley part before we wrap up, you guys. Oh, and make sure y'all hit that like button. Y'all hitting that like button right now. Let me see if T is back. Hold on. Hey, are you here?
I'm here, darling. I'm here.
Okay, your internet was going in and out, but you're back. But I have a question for you. Do you think Wiley is owed an apology? Because remember, they were saying that they needed to drop him from the team, and well, not from the team, but Tasha should separate herself and all that stuff. Do you think they owe him an apology? Because it's funny how the chickens come to roost now that he was the one that dropped this exclusive. Like, hey, something is going on. Something ain't clean in the water.
I feel like Wally kind of played the sympathy, pathetic role to get the menteeship. Wally. It's all love over here, but I just felt like he kind of. I don't want to say bullied. It's not the right word, but it was just like nobody owes you anything, And he was, and so just the way he went about it. If I were Tasha K, I'd be like, "F you," but and so now he got the exclusive, and Tasha K is not going to F with him on any level because look what he's done. Come on, are you serious? She might be kind of laying low right now because she's going through this whole Cardi B situation. Tasha's not gonna fool with Wiley. No. First of all, he's pissed that. Listen, why did she have Monroe there, but she never brought him? Remember, the whole situation, he got pissed is because he was supposed to be at her house and she wouldn't let him come because he wanted to bring a friend. Now she done got Von Ray a whole place to live with Chelsea. She ain't tripping off of Wiley like that. Let's be real.
So you don't think that she actually gonna do the mentorship with?
No.
Wiley?
Do you? Wiley has. Okay, let me put it like this: you and I, we YouTube friends because there's really no friendships on YouTube. But I'm still not ever gonna release nothing about you. If me and you ever had an issue, we're just done. It ain't gonna be. I'm not the type of person that's gonna be trying to prove. I have too many other things to do. Tasha K is going to play this great. She's going to lay low. She's promising to be Wiley's mentee. And I think she was up until he brought all this nonsense to YouTube. Come on. How could she? That's shooting herself in the foot. That's like, I mean, come on. You're going to give him a platform after he just exposed your whole team?
You might have a point with that one. T, go ahead and shout out your channel. I'm gonna let the next guest come on. Shout out your channel though before you go.
My channel is Laugh, Gags, and Gossip. And AT2, you better hop on. I got a new intro and it's fire. So I want you to check it out.
Is that what you posted on your IG?
Yes, I'm low on the algorithm because I kind of took a 2-week break. You got to be doing this stuff every day. But thank you for having me up. I love you, and hey, I'll see you next time.
I love you too. Thank you.
Okay, bye bye.
All right, Lisa, I'm gonna go ahead and let you up. My sound messing up. I wish I could have y'all both up here, but my sound is going in and out.
Oh no, hey. I was hoping we could have been both on there.
My sound is like tripping for some reason. But let me see if T is still here. T, if you are here, come back, okay? Oh, why did I type that in the chat? She can obviously hear me. T, if you hear. Yeah, T, if you hear, come back.
Okay, you know what? I had to come on camera for that.
You know I'm a fool, right?
I know you're a stone fool. A stone fool. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but I think it's me having the sound issues. Like, how's the sound in the chat? Put a 1 if the sound's good out there, y'all. I think it's me. I think it might be me. But go ahead. What you wanted to add to the conversation? What you think about all this mess?
Child, it's the whole mess. Let me tell you, some of these people is way too grown to be acting like this.
Right.
Way too grown.
Do you think this is a plot to get our minds off of the court case, or do you think that this is a real mess?
No, this is a mess because the mama was gone and off doing what she needed to do and at the courthouse, and she was down to the courthouse, and so the kids was acting a fool. That's really how I look at it. The children was acting a fool because mama gone.
So they were really acting the fool out there. Like, you think that they basically, Tasha had to say something because it was getting too out of hand.
I think so. And I think this thing, you have to pay attention to how the whole scenario has been being put together. So here you have even Storm, from what I hear now on his own live, mentioned the fact and has mentioned before that he got there to Atlanta, and yes, she gave him a spot to land and stuff, and then my understanding is paid his rent for some time. I'm not sure how long, but that basically she kind of brought him down there and then pretty much abandoned him as far as actually being hands-on mentorship with him.
Yeah.
So she brought him in at a time where she really wanted him to create a whole beef with another YouTuber. I'm not going to start mentioning that other YouTuber's name because we are personal friends, so I'm not going to try to bring. But there was all this going on, and the thing is that he was never built for that, but he was never built for the beefing. To be honest with you, I never liked the young man when he started working with her. He wasn't the first she wasn't the first mentor either. He tried to work with Tommy Sotomayor as well.
Yeah, I heard he used to be with Tommy.
Yeah, and so he been the pick me for a while. So was I not supposed to say that?
Now you know you were wrong.
You can express your
Was
mind.
that
You can express
wrong?
what you got.
Well, I'm 53, so I say what the hell comes to my mind.
Right.
So my bad. But anyway.
You're right though. You're right.
He's been going through it, and a lot of people feel like they absolutely have to have a mentor in order to break in to this game. And while I'm not going to say that a mentor sometimes isn't necessary or isn't useful, I don't believe it's always necessary. But I do feel like sometimes it could be useful if it's the right one. So honestly, I enjoyed him more when he was having intelligent conversation than the whole showing up in a doctor's coat, cracking a belt. Like, I literally wanted to come through that screen and grab that belt. That's the most disrespect. This is what I don't understand. How can you, as a Black woman, how can you watch this man where he talking about he gonna crack the belt on? Who is you?
Part of inspiration. I agree with you 100%. I believe that Storm Monroe was brought in to go against our other guy, and you know who we're talking about. I believe she used him just to make the other person, to show him I didn't build you, but I can make this person. So I don't believe that the relationship started from a genuine place.
No, it never was. And I think that Storm didn't realize that.
Yes.
Because, sometimes you could be book smart and street dumb. And I'm not calling the man dumb because he's not. But, there's a difference between street smarts and book smarts. And I think, now granted, did he get everything that he wanted? Yes. But sometimes I have to wonder, does he feel like now at what cost?
Right.
At what cost was this? And
I was even thinking something too, and this is just my own personal story. I grew up, I was born in Oakland, and then I moved to the Valley. And when I was towards the end of 5th grade. And so I went to middle school and high school there, right? And so I always got this thing like, oh, you're so white, you're whitewashed, you're white, you're white, you're white. So that's how I grew up, right? And so I come on YouTube and, I was doing the politics, I was doing like the real conversation stuff and stuff like that. And then, I kind of stepped into the YouTube drama and I stepped in more into the urban field, AKA Black, but I was stepped into the urban field. And so, all of a sudden I had these Black people going after me, right? Like, I feel, this is a weird conversation. People who not Black, they're not going to get this conversation. But T and Lisa, y'all get what I'm saying, right?
I got you.
Okay, yeah. So, all of a sudden I step into this Black field and like, I have like these Black people going after me and they going in, right? They going in. They are not holding back. And I'm all like, oh my God, you guys, like, why are you talking about me like this? But then I had to realize that, okay, I'm going to have to get gutter and I'm going to have to go in and be like, you motherfucker, and, I'm going to have to start going in too. But that's not who I am in real life. And I'm not saying that AT2 is fake. I'm not saying that, but that's not who I am. Like, my family looks at me and they be all like, who the hell is this online? This ain't the person we grew up with. Like, we raised, like, who the hell are you? You know what I mean?
Right. AT2, like, so I'm from Oakland too, right?
Right.
And so I totally know what you're talking about. So, you're familiar with the Catholic schools, St. Mary's, and I won't say all, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, all
Right.
the
So
Mary Saint this, Saint that. Yeah.
exactly, the holy names and all of those. So those are the circles that I travel in. So Storm, he thinks that he's like a tatted nerd or somebody special, but in our area, that's common. Educated black men, college bound black people. Like, you're not
Hmm.
doing anything different. What's different for us is the fight mentality. Yes, there's two sides to Oakland. There's the hood side, and then there's kind of probably the more bougie side, and we're not fighting. We may be a little hood, a little ghetto, whatever, but so Storm is not an anomaly to us.
Right, right. To us, he's not an
Right.
anomaly at all.
Right.
Yeah. But
Right.
to online, because people only have like one definition of somebody that's black,
And
they
that's
look at
sad.
it as like, this is you supposed to act a fool, you supposed to be ghetto, you supposed to be
Right.
this, but being ghetto is not black. You know what I
Wait a
mean?
minute, and not to interrupt you, but when my daughter
Mhm.
was 3 or 4, I took my daughter to Europe. We went to I believe it was wrong. I forget now because I'm getting old. But there was we went to the ghetto of Europe. Ghetto
Mhm.
was started over there. It was not started here. And I wanted my daughter to understand. She was too young to get it, but I wanted it imprinted in her mind that ghetto is a state of mind. It's
Right.
not because
Yes.
you're black. It's not where your geography. We are not ghetto.
Yes.
Right.
The ghettos were started in a
Right.
whole nother country. They
Yes.
drive Mercedes Benz as taxis in Italy and Rome. We
Yes.
drive them over here and think it's a big deal. They drive mini cars. So it's your
Mhm.
perspective. Get out of your environment so you will learn something different.
Well, and
Right.
stop letting everybody else determine and dictate how you are supposed to act, react, and be, and live your life. Like, this
Right.
is my biggest issue, and we got off on a whole nother subject, but this is my biggest issue that I have with our community is that I can assure you I have never been black enough. I have never
Mm.
been black enough.
Oh man, Lord, you speaking a word
Right.
right now. You are
I
Okay?
know.
speaking a
Cuz is
word.
going
Oh
through that.
man,
So
I'm going through
heaven
this
for
right now. Oh my
man,
God, ma'am, speak on it.
listen. But just because I know how to read, write, and do arithmetic and
Yes,
algebra and calculus, thank
yes,
you very
yes,
much. Because
yes.
I attended Northwestern University on an academic scholarship, not
Come
because I could
on.
run. And by the way, I ran cross country and not sprints. Okay? Just
Hello.
because of all that.
Right.
Because I have an education, because I can speak a certain way and I don't present myself in another way, then all of a sudden I'm not black enough because I'm a business owner, because I'm a boss black woman. That's who I
Right.
am. Okay?
Right.
Mm.
And you said
So
how many figures? 6 figures?
multiple six figures.
and and
Right.
part
Multiple.
of and part of
Not
it's
one.
inspiration. And I bet you live better than 75% of white people in this country too. I guarantee you,
Probably do.
with your income and probably your lifestyle, they don't even realize that.
Probably
Right.
do.
Right.
But I've always and because certain I have different political views or different whatever, because of my experiences and because of what I have opened my eyes to. That being said, Storm Monroe was never that dude. He was never that ninja.
Right.
Right. And
Okay.
he was put in that role, but it
And,
wasn't him.
and I'm gonna tell you something else. We don't know what his preference is behind closed doors.
Right.
But
Right.
after now, I'm not the first one to bring this up, so I'm not trying to take this as my own, whatever. But after the podcast with a certain individual,
Mm.
and he was asking all kinds of questions about certain appendage sizes and so on and so forth, considering his mentors brazen disrespect for certain groups of people with certain preferences,
Mm-hmm.
that
Ooh.
wasn't never gonna go. She wasn't never gonna really. Now, what's interesting to me is Wiley is openly, so that tells me along with Laughs, I can't see her name anymore. Uh, Along with her, Tasha ain't never gonna really co-sign on him.
has a part of
Oh,
inspiration. But
you got
do you know what happened with Tasha and Jessica Kohinoor? Because remember, Jessica was a trans woman when she first started. Do you remember that relationship?
I remember that relationship, but I'm going to tell you that relationship ended in quite the hush and the hush.
Thank
Mm.
you.
Oh, so okay.
See?
Can y'all remind me? I don't remember. Can somebody give me a flash forward remind, please? Laugh. I feel like somebody. No, I don't remember
Part
what
of
happened.
part of inspiration got the T because I know what you're talking about with the TS as well, right?
yeah.
Exactly. And so you know
Mm.
about the Jessica. It's a whole lot of ish that starts way back in 2017. Go on,
Man,
heart. Go on, girl.
But
man. But
Cups, let me go ahead and let Cups get in what she
yeah,
got to say because
Yeah.
I like your picture, by the way, Cups.
Thank you so much. You guys know that I am on a commissary call right now. I don't have much time. I am currently locked up. They won't let me out. So I'm doing a bid right now, so I don't have that much time. But I wanted to come on here and talk about the situation, the scandal, the Kiwi scandal that's going on over here in these streets. Laugh, gags, and gossip. I saw you up on a panel. You did great up there. And I think that you were spot on as well. I think that a lot of people, and I think it's Tasha and the people, whoever, pushing a narrative of Chelsea being this young girl who just didn't know, and she shouldn't be blamed for anything because she's just so young. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just we got to blame it on being young. But the realistic part of it, there are women in their 40s still making the same mistakes that she's making right now in her 25 at 25. You know what I'm saying? So that's just a part of life. I think that the big factor is that people are not really trying to listen to is what Vaughn is saying. He is saying that, this girl reached out to me for the story. Tasha K confirmed that. She said that. So that means that she was interested in Vaughn. She found him. He didn't find her. Okay? She found the story. She brought the story to Tasha. She brought him to Tasha. So that means that she sees something in him a long time ago that she was either attracted to or that she wanted or whatever that may be. After that situation, now I remember those videos. I remember after the whole blow with Latoya Forever, Tasha K went back online and she aired Vaughn out. She called him a clout chaser. She said even in that video that he was trying to mess with
Oh, you're fine.
mess with the assistant. So she had already put that narrative out there back then, and she was
Right.
still calling him a cloud chaser. So it was kind of like, okay, he being cloudy. We got that. So nobody even knew about them messing around. So I do believe that she hid that from Tasha K, right? Because she
Right.
felt like maybe, and this is just being very honest, like what Seven Stars was saying up there. I feel like she was transitioning from being a bigger woman to a smaller woman, right? And that is a transition because I even expressed that I used to be 200 pounds, and when I lost all my weight, it was a transition for me. You know what I'm saying? Because you get
Right.
on one. I wasn't big on my life, but ultimately it was still a transition to go back to a smaller weight. You getting this new
It
attention,
plays with your mind. It
right?
definitely does.
And even in the dating world, but for me, I was a little bit older than Chelsea, and I had already went through a facts of life. But I feel like in her situation, she seen this man going to jail. She knew that clearly. She says she's a marketing major, and me being a marketing major, I can see talent. Any marketing major can spot talent. Okay, so I feel like
Mm.
she's seen something talented in him, right? And also she's young, and I feel like she is a bit controlling from what I'm getting from her.
Yeah.
And she felt like he needed something because Tasha K said on her video that she and him, she was supposed to handle his affairs before he went to jail or whatever
Right.
agreement, right? So Tasha K made it seem like it was some type of agreement or something. But now when she went up on Wiley's channel, she was saying he was broke. He didn't have nothing.
Right. But what
So
talent does Vaughn have? He's just light skinned with muscles, right? Like, do you
right,
think he has
yes.
talent?
No, I don't. I'm not going to say that he doesn't have talent, right? So I'm going to talk to you from a marketing standpoint, right? Right.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to talk to you from a woman's standpoint as well, right?
Hmm.
So it seems like when the Latoya Forever and Vaughn scandal happened, right? Now let's think about this, right? This was Latoya Forever first year on Housewives, right? Which
Right.
means what? There could be a second year, right? And with the second year comes a new storyline. They want to know what happened to the ex. Where is he now? And oh my God, if he just ended up with Tasha K's fucking assistant, oh my God. Come on now. I am a marketing major. What are we talking about here?
That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah.
What are we talking about here? I mean, I don't understand why it's so hard for people to understand, but then I do understand because a lot of people want to be pickies. So they want to be picked. So they're like, okay, this narrative seems right, but I'm logical. So I'm thinking from a logical standpoint, she's a marketing major. I see talent, period. I wouldn't choose to sleep with the man if I see talent in him, but I think she got what she seen was that he needed somebody, right? And clearly she needed somebody, right? And she didn't want to just jump in bed with just anybody. So she felt like if I slept with him in 3 months, if he's doing a 3-month bid, right? This the whole time right here, right? I can't be a hoe if we did a 3-month bid together, right? We built something, you know what I'm saying? So this is what she did, you know, and that's why when he came home, she was like, oh, don't worry, we already set it up for you, my boy. We already set it up for you. This is what we're going to do. We're going to get you to stay at Storm crib. You know, you're going to stay over there and, you know, it's going to be whoopty, whoopty, whoopty. But what happened is, like they said, they didn't know Shorty's going to come with the bag. So when she came with the bag, you know, it messed up the whole dynamic because, of course, it was uncomfortable. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and not so much of uncomfortable for Storm and Vaughn, because I'm not trying to say that they had something going on. I mean, as far as, you know, I feel like with Chelsea, from what I see from her, I'm sorry, she is a huge liability to Tasha K. Okay. She thinks that she has this under-level Tasha K power, which Tasha is proven true right now. And that's going to be very detrimental to Tasha K in the end if this girl flips on her.
Right. She seemed like she has too much pull where, like I said, like Storm has never gave Tasha any issues that we know of, have never gave Tasha any issues, but it seemed like Tasha is really sticking her neck out for Chelsea, you know? And like I said, like, and I asked the people, like, do you feel like she likes Chelsea more or does she like Storm more? And I hate to put the question like that, but it is. What do you think, Cups? Does she like Chelsea more or does she like Storm more?
Well, I'm going to tell you from my messy side, right? I don't think it's a factor of who she likes more. I think that a lot of people fail to realize when that Jaguar Wright situation happened, Storm unfollowed Tasha K on Instagrams. That is in my Jaguar Wright versus YouTube content creators video. Storm unfollowed Tasha K and he deleted all of Tasha K's videos off of his Instagrams. Yes, he did. They were not talking.
Cubs, let me ask you this. Do you think, since he's supposed to be he said he's taking a 6-month sabbatical from the Kiwi, you know, Vaughn, Chelsea and Tasha, I think it's a permanent. I think he's just trying to ease his way out of it. Do you think he's going to go back?
No, what I think is, I think that Storm contract is up in 6 months and they telling him to lay the fuck low. I think that's what's going on. And I think that's why when Storm was in them comments, in CTV comments just now, and then he was saying he was going to go up, and then all of a sudden Tasha K popped up in the chat, and then he called CTV and said he was threatened. But when he did go up there, he's only talking about his situation or his experience with Vaughn and Chelsea. I don't know, because I'm not listening anymore. I don't know if he's talking about Tasha K at any point, but it seemed like he's only sticking to them, which would land under the contract. You know what I'm saying? Of saying, okay, you can go up there, but don't speak anything other than when you were there in that home with them, basically.
Right. Putting restrictions on what he can say.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Cups, I have another question for you. Do you think that Wiley is owed an apology from everybody?
Listen, let me tell you something. When we did this video before I got locked up on YouTube, okay? Before this bid had happened, right? We talked about what did I say this was, 82? I said it's a Kiwi scandal, okay?
Right.
I called bullshit with Wiley, period. I said that there can only be two things going on right now. Either they're trying to divert from the Tasha K Cardi B trial, or somebody is being set up. And at first I said Storm is being set up. But now that I heard Vaughn up here and I just watched this situation happen, I believe Vaughn is being set up. And Storm, basically, when Tasha K did that video, she didn't think that Storm was going to respond the way he did. And
because he usually doesn't.
Right. She thought she was basically, that's why she was saying, Storm, I'm not mad at you. And that's what really made him upset, because he's like, yeah, you know, you're not mad at me, but basically you're trying to still push a narrative. And he's saying, no, not on my watch. He like, not on my watch. basically.
And he's fighting for himself finally.
Period.
You know?
Finally, and she threw him all the way up under the bus.
Yes, she did.
I mean, the way she did, you don't do that. But okay, Cubs, let me ask you this, and Heart of Inspiration. Remember with the Avatar, do you see the backlash that she suffered when she brought all this stuff public instead of handling it behind the scenes?
Yep.
I think a lot of people are going to look at Tasha different. She did not, I mean, of course, we love the drama, but I don't think she should have brought it the way that she did with that live. It wasn't well thought through. You're in the middle of a major court hearing. She just flew off the handle.
It seemed like she just wanted to blast Vaughn because she was mad.
She can't help herself. she can't help herself. I mean, allegedly, I'm not a psychologist or a psychiatrist, but she has very strong narcissistic tendencies. Anybody that's going to be on a federal trial on a stand and be like, yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. I said that too.
Cocky and everything.
She said, I said it all.
Yeah. And from what I understand, I did an interview with the infamous Sylvia on the channel, and I asked her what was her demeanor, because I'm into the energies. What was her demeanor? And as the days went on, and the video after video after video after video showed, she got more emboldened and embrazened. So this, for her at this point in her career, she don't care. Like this, she is used to salacious and controversial, and so she got to try to make some money, because she's gonna end up paying she's gonna have a pretty big bill by the time this here thing done. But Cups, why don't you give your
Yo, what you think, Cups?
Oh, I'm sorry. Repeat the question. I'm so sorry. What was the question?
T, go ahead and repeat the question that you had asked. Laugh, gas, and gossip.
No, that was Heart of Inspiration.
The question that you had asked both of them originally.
I was just basically asking if they thought that he was going to go back, resume his relationship. That he's saying he's taking. Storm is saying that he's taking a 6-month sabbatical. But do they think that?
Yeah, I said that already. That I think that his contract is going to be up in 6 months. So he just basically saying like that's him saying that he's not going to basically, but that contract is up in 6 months. So they just kind of waiting it out kind of thing, situation going on. But I think that in this situation, Chelsea is a very young girl, and I think that she got a lot of power. Tasha K gave her too much power, too much power.
Yeah.
Because we seen this with the Wiley thing. And this is why, one, I always tell people, you got to fear the harm of karma, okay? Because you don't know when it's going to come back. It's like a boomerang. Whatever you throw out there is definitely coming back. And I think with Chelsea, she got upset. I'm getting thick in jail, eating this cornbread and bologna sandwiches. So 3 cups, 4 more days, guys, 4 more days. So I think that with Chelsea, she just got ahead of herself. You know what I'm saying? And we seen it with the Wiley thing, the way she jumped up on that panel, the way she kept like she had arrogance up there. So my thing about it is like people now want to be sympathetic to her, but it's like the energy I seen up there that she had for Wiley. She threw that story out there about Wiley in some type of child and all that. She threw those allegations out there, and she had Vaughn up there with her. Yes, she did. She threw that up there, and then she had Vaughn up there threatening Wiley, and they was okay with that. Her and Tasha K.
Yeah,
and Wiley been so loyal to Tasha K.
Vaughn said they would have fun in jail. What does that mean?
You know what that means? It means don't drop the soap.
Right. Don't play AT2. You young, but you ain't that young.
You know what it means.
Nah, but listen, no. Let me tell you something. On some other side stuff, I want to be honest. It does mean something else. Like, if Vaughn is included in a gang, I don't know much about his life because I didn't really look up to him. But I do have a brother who served 13 years in jail. And when they say, like, we'll have a good time in jail when you come in, that means that, like, you going to get DP. Like, you ain't sleeping. You're not doing nothing. You're not eating. Like, we're going to have a good time with you. Like, we're going to walk you like a dog. Like, you ain't making it. Like, type of thing. Like, but it could also be he can buy him off. People sell people in jail, too.
Yeah. Oh wow!
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That goes on there too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Is big fish eat little fish, you know what I'm saying? Remember, so he could sell him and he be getting paid for him, like, you know what I'm saying, like pimping him. So, you know, it could mean a lot of things. So, but I just think that even from that narrative that day, and look at how it happened, and now we're looking at it now again, is telling me that she wanted to control a narrative because she was the one, and she was the one saying it, that she was HR. She was the one saying that Wiley was messy and he was a liability, and you know he didn't deserve the storm package, you know what I'm saying, he just didn't deserve the package deal. And
Yeah,
then next
that was
thing you
crazy.
know,
She was talking hella shit. You
but
know,
now listen, let me tell you something really quick. I'm sorry, because
go ahead.
Now I think that I do think that Wiley was paid now. Before I thought that Wiley was speaking the word. But now Wiley, now we got to talk now, Wiley. I'm being your DM now. Because I think Wiley was paid now. Because on that same panel, if you go back, right? If you go back to that panel, Wiley dropped the stories about the restraining orders. Like Wiley was dropping a lot of information in those lives about Vaughn too. And then it just seems that now all of a sudden, and from what we see, from what he said, she went back and told Tasha K a story that wasn't true prior to regardless. So Storm said that was a lie. Storm said he even called her.
Do you think Tasha was the source? That, you know, Wiley always says my sources. Do you think Tasha was the direct source?
I don't think that Tasha K was Wiley's direct source, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because when Tasha did that live, she did not say that Wiley was covering the story. She said y'all could probably get more on CTV channel, which is going down on now, and or she also said Queen Tulsa. She said Mawinda, which is another Tasha K supporter.
She did.
She pointed out those specific people, but she did not say Wiley, even though Wiley is the person that broke the story. He was the person talking about the story. He's the one that had talking about it. She never gave Wiley no credit for any of it.
AT2, she's pissed with Wiley at this point. And from my perspective, she might not say it right now, but he will not be her mentee.
He won't. That was all a lie. That was all a lie. That's all a playoff. I believe that. That's all a lie.
Listen. If we go in her DMs right now and say we hate Wiley, we might be the next mentees. Okay, she is not gonna make him her mentee.
Next up, I wanted to ask you guys this. What was that?
I was gonna say he could have potentially slid on in there because he's the kind of person that will go after. So y'all, what y'all missing is Chelsea is using her little I'm young and I don't know. But she is a pit bull. She gonna go after and she gonna go in, and she can always sit back and say, well, I work for her, right? You know what I'm saying? So she can be the mouthpiece and speak all the speech, and then Tasha doesn't have to say it. So she's the one really that's got the most cojones out of all these people that is around right now. She got the most.
Yes. Ooh. Hearts of Inspiration is right, because when you have like a CEO of an organization and then you have his admin assistant or his right hand person, she knows all the secrets. In a year or two, we don't know what Chelsea's gonna do. She might blow all of this out the water. She's in a power position, and that might be why Tasha still has not thrown her under the bus the way she did with Storm.
Right, because anybody else would have been like, "Oh, you causing too much mess. Get your ass up out of here." But the fact that she has not said anything negative about Chelsea.
Y'all know why she ain't throw her under the bus? Y'all didn't hear what Vaughn said? She the one that fed her the Cardi B story about the herpes slurpees. So if you got somebody that's willing to get that down and dirty, you're not letting them go. You got and listen, I mean, you gotta put your reportive eyes on. You gotta go back and watch videos. You gotta see the behavior, the texture of it all. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta really get into the texture of it. She said Tasha K fired her in one of her videos, right? I think somebody sent it to me. She said Tasha K fired her, and she said, you want to know how I got my job back? Because I found out she admitted that she's paid somebody to go into Kylie's information, which means that she got some illegal information. And she gave it to Tasha K.
Yes,
so
I saw that
she's not going to let that go.
And she had to, because Forbes had to retract the story about Kylie being a billionaire because she admitted that she got some back office information. And I was like, did you go into the dark web? What kind of information did you get?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
deep.
Right.
So that lets you know in a couple years when this girl gets some, when she gets a little bit of age and a little bit more maturity under her, she will cut Tasha K loose big time.
Even bigger than that. I mean, there was another video when I first honestly started paying attention. So I think one day she was on Tasha K live. I don't know if it was on a video or a live, and Tasha K was talking about how much she fired her, or she fired her or something. And she said, "You what?" She said, "If I was that kind of person," I think she said something along the lines like, "I would have wrote a book about Tasha K." She said, "I would have ran and wrote a book." So when she said that to me, and even Tasha K kind of gave her a look. To me, that told me everything I needed to know. Because if you're not
Right.
if you're not that kind of person, like don't get me wrong, it could be a little kiki, but it just seemed like for that to be the first thing you said, it was like, okay, you better watch out because guess what? She's gathering stuff on you. Tasha's smart. So what Tasha is doing right now, she's putting her out there. Meaning that we know that Chelsea, that's why she said Chelsea told me, Chelsea did this, Chelsea. So when it's time to throw Chelsea in the bus, she gonna get thrown under there appropriately. Trust me, believe that. Okay, that's why Storm stood up for herself. This is why Tasha K is just telling him to shut up. This is why all because when it's time for her to get thrown under, but she gonna do Tasha K 32. It's gonna be about who gonna do it first.
Oh, that
That's
is
really what it's
true.
gonna
You
be
know what?
about.
I want
Yeah.
to ask the people. I'm gonna do a poll question right now. Do you guys think that? And we don't want nobody to lose their job or nothing. However, we're gonna be a little messy. Put a 1 in the chat if you think Chelsea should be fired. Put a 2 in the chat if you think she should keep her job. Let's go. All right, I think the people want Chelsea to get the boot. Okay, we got a 2. Okay, we got a 2. We got a 2. Okay, okay. What do you guys think? And I'm gonna start out with Cups first. Do you think that Chelsea should be fired or she can't be now, like you said?
Yeah, I don't think that she's not gonna get fired, of course, so that's not gonna happen. But no, I don't think that she should be fired. I think that what Tasha K is doing at Kiwi Studios is amazing. This is something that she can grow from and learn from. But I do think that she should be demoted. I think that Tasha K should start taking some things away from her. She needs to take some of that access away from her. She has too many positions. She said herself that she finds Tasha K
Right.
stories. I mean, right now, like, not the derailing thing, but she's on TTV's live, right? So
Oh,
that's why
right.
I was muting. I'm so sorry because I was trying to listening to what she was saying. And she had said something along the lines like, "You guys want Tasha K to find me, then y'all better get some money together up to go find stories for her." So once again, she's admitting this is how she's a liability. So she's saying, y'all better get some money up to go pay for these stories to give her these salacious stories, meaning like, and she's also boosting herself up to say that you can't replace me, basically. Like everything I'm
Right.
doing for
She
her,
cocky.
the position I put myself in her life, I can't be replaced. And that's why Tasha K got to take that away from her. Like, I'm not saying if you like her stories, let her be your, she could be your number 2 or whatever. But she said herself that she is HR. So how is she HR? She's HR,
Right.
and she was fraternizing with the guests. That's the first guest. I mean, I don't know how many guests she had come on there. I don't know. But it's like,
Yeah.
look at this, how messy this is. Imagine what would happen if Trey
She,
Songz came on there.
she running Kiwi Studios. That is
Right.
crazy.
That's too much.
T, what do you think? Should Chelsea be fired or she can't be fired?
I agree with Cups. I mean, at this point, she can't be fired. Look at what Tasha K is in the middle of a federal court case. Chelsea holds the keys to the kingdom. She holds too many secrets. And if you fire people, there's also recourse. So if she fires her, Chelsea could potentially have a pretty huge lawsuit. She doesn't want that drama right now. She's just gonna have to chill out, let Storm do his thing, and just let Chelsea run amok right now. Chelsea just has too much power right now. Unfortunately,
she gonna have to shut up. She gonna have to eat that one.
She gonna have to eat it. I mean, look at what she's facing with all this stuff that's coming out about Kiwi Studios and the tax evasion. It's just overwhelming.
Right. And
Lord,
for Hearts
not
of
taxes.
Inspiration, what are your thoughts? Like, what do you think?
I'm
You
gonna
done lit
throw
up your
something else in
cigarette.
here. I need to go get me one. Let me tell y'all something. I don't smoke in my house.
That's right.
I'm gonna throw something else at y'all. I don't think she's gonna fire her.
Right.
What if part of her defense is, I didn't know any of this. This girl Chelsea gave me all this information, and I just went by what she said.
Right. Throw her right under the bus. She's somebody, she's gonna take the fall. But she said that. She
But
said that
listen, but hear me out. Chelsea's stupid as hell. Cause
yes.
if I knew that she had the propensity to possibly do this and mess my whole see, Tasha gonna bounce back from this, good, bad, or indifferent. I personally don't respect the woman because I don't respect anybody that sells their soul for $1.
Right. Hello. Come on.
Okay.
Come on
I
now.
can't. You can't sleep at night.
Cool. You
And
can't sleep
plus
at
the fact,
night.
and plus the fact that the lies that she is now admittedly told in this situation and in others, this is not just the only one. It could have ramifications in another high profile case, because if you remember how I even got to her was she was talking, her and Lovely T was told, Lovely T called him the Pied Piper, right? So y'all know who I'm talking about. I don't want to mess up your monetization.
Oh yeah,
So
because you can't say the name, huh?
I don't want to mess up your monetization. But you put the two of these together, and between the two of them, honestly, she had a lot of really good, solid information. However, this goes this way, sideways. Now, if that person's lawyers are any good, they're going to bring all that up. That being said, if I'm her, I'm throwing her so clean far under the bus to try to get that jury to try to be like, well, maybe I won't say all of this, and then give her everything, and then force Cardi then to try to sue Chelsea. At this point, if she's accessed people's medical records and stuff, that girl has openly admitted to crimes. She's a fool.
Part of inspiration, you have a great point, because I think at some point I was hearing that they were saying that Tasha K was using her subscribers and people and like a network of people to bully people. So if she can bring and say that Chelsea and other employees were part of some, I can't say it's like a RICO, but if she can bring other people in to say that it was a network of people doing this, then all of the blame will not sit solely on her. Now, I haven't been following the case that closely, but they're saying that her husband threw her under the bus too.
Her husband told the truth. Yes, he did in a way, but he did. He told the truth. What I found interesting, and I've been talking with people because I've been following this case like crazy, and I've been talking to some of the people that are sitting in the courtroom, and all that. And it's been brought up that they both are one and the same. And he's just, the fame and the fortune and this, that, and the other. So he's just as in on it anyway. So it's one of those, yeah, I did it. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, the truth of the matter is, at the end of the day, he can sit here and say he didn't have control over his woman if he want to, but he is African. And I'm not trying to say nothing against nobody. But let me tell you something. I've dated Jamaican men and I've dated African men. And my strong, independent American behind really didn't have no road to go on that one. So I don't know how much he really did or did not have pull or could not. I think he's trying to save Kiwi Studios in that case, right?
Part of inspiration. Part of inspiration. Now we going down another road. When you start talking about dating African men, I'm about to get weak in my knees, girl. Don't go there. I'm about to get weak in my knees.
I love him. I love him.
Girl, I'm still stuck on one. Girl, I can't get over it, child.
I don't know where the hell this conversation
left her. When she started talking about Africans, I said, "Oh Lord, please don't bring that up, girl."
I got some weakness for it.
But
you give me, you got some candles or some roots I can have to give me.
I have you, baby.
Oh my God!
Thank you, girl.
Let me ask y'all this question before we wrap up, because I do want to see what Chelsea is saying. Question. So one word answer. I'm gonna start with cups, then hearts for inspiration, then finish out with laugh, gas, and gossip. Tasha K, guilty or not guilty? You first, cups.
Now, you know exactly what I'm gonna say. Okay, now you know she guilty. I'm crying for my Millie, okay? And I'm definitely crying for 10 Millie. Okay, yeah, guilty again. And I hope that everybody learns from the situation here today on your
Right,
channel.
definitely learn
Be
from it.
respectful. Stop slandering people. Let things go. Don't hold on. Listen, you have to understand that sometimes it ain't what it is. And because you want somebody else's attention, don't go too far that you're going to put yourself in a situation. Because Nikki ain't paying 10 milli if that's the dilly. Okay? Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And hearts for inspiration, guilty or not guilty?
Yeah, guilty as hell. Come on now. That woman guilty as hell. And she probably gonna be broke. She done said all this mess in front of on these videos in front of these good solid Caucasian people that's clutching their pearls.
Oh yeah, they've been saying
It's
they've been clutching their stomach,
clutching their
the
pearls.
everything.
They can't handle it, man. Come on now. She guilty. She guilty. We gonna have to take up an offer for that child. I ain't putting
Right.
that in there, but she guilty.
And T, what about you? Guilty or not guilty?
I'm gonna try to do it in my Cups of Conversations voice. Guilty. Okay. Guilty as charged.
Right, definitely. Yeah, it's not looking too good unless something miraculously happens, or she throw Chelsea under the bus allegedly. Yeah, I don't think it's looking good at all. But before we go, I do want to have y'all shout out your channels real quick. Cups, you first. Shout out your channel, even though you in jail. Free cup. Hashtag free cups.
Hashtag free cups in the comments for a real trill deal. You guys can follow me at Cups of Conversations, guys. Period.
And Hearts for Inspiration, if you can go ahead and shout out your channel.
Thanks, honey. My channel is called Heart of Inspiration. So you can just type that in and you'll find me there here on YouTube.
And then Laugh, Gas, and Gossip, shout out your channel.
Hey, I just want to shout out Cups of Conversation because I already follow her. Hearts of Inspiration, I will start following you. And I am Laugh, Gags, and Gossip. And I would love to meet you guys, ladies, again on live. This has been fun.
Yes,
Thank you for having me, AT2. Huh?
Your STEM channel.
I said Laugh, Gags, and Gossip.
No, your other your
my STEM channel. Oh, yeah, I have another channel. I haven't been keeping up with it, but it's a technology channel about teaching women how to make six figures in, STEM and technology.
Oh, but I Laugh, Gags, and Gossip. I think, do we follow each other on Instagrams?
I don't know, but I'll follow you.
I mean, all right, I'm going to look for you. Is your name this on the screen?
It's my YouTube name is Laugh, Gags, and Gossip. On IG, I'm TLGG.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna follow both you ladies on on YouTube, and I'm gonna find you on Instagrams. And I'm gonna follow you.
Okay,
yeah,
ladies,
I'm on the IGs too. So Heart of INSP.
Okay, I'm gonna follow you. I'm gonna follow both of you. I'm gonna find y'all and follow you.
Look at it. AT2's got all the women working together. See, you love black women.
Wait a minute.
They say that I love manipulating women into fighting each other. See, y'all all showing love here. Debunked.
Yes.
Who's going to coordinate the next meetup with Cups and Hearts of Inspiration? You, AT2?
Hey, I guess it's me. I'm bringing women together.
Bring us together because this was great.
This is amazing.
No, I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for coming on. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you, ladies. And everybody, make sure you go ahead and follow those channels because we're about to be over there in Conscious TV channel watching, seeing what's going on with the
all
mess.
up in the comments.
I'm going to give me a drink too. But thank you, ladies, for coming on.
Bye.
Oh, man. That was good, y'all. Thank y'all for kicking it with your boy AT2. If y'all didn't already hit that like button, make sure y'all hit that like button right now. If you didn't subscribe to my channel, what the hell are you doing? Subscribe to my channel right now. And make sure you guys also follow all those ladies too as well. Thank you guys for all the super chats, super stickers. Remember, if you still want to send something to my Cash App so I can get me a Philly cheesesteak tomorrow, go ahead and Cash App me, Venmo, or PayPal. You know we messy over here, but nah, I want to say it was a great show. I love getting those ladies' opinions on this situation. We just had a good time. I'm gonna go ahead and be nosy over there, see what Conscious TV is doing. It sounds like it's good, so I'm pretty sure everybody gonna catch the replay. For those of you catching the replay, go ahead and hit that like button as well too. And shout out to Queen. Thank you, Queen, for coming too. Shout out to all my members. Shout out to all my moderators. Thank you guys. This show wouldn't happen without y'all, and y'all always just uplift me and show me so much love. So I definitely appreciate every single one of you. Shout out to the replay crew. Yes, exactly. Also, there was somebody who cashed at me the other day named Aunt Tika, but I don't know who you are. So if you can message me privately or leave something in the chat, just let me know who you are so I can thank you personally. But thank you, Aunt Tika, whoever that was, because it said Aunt Tika, but the name, I'm not going to dox you, but the name was a man's name. It wasn't a woman's name. So I was all like, okay, I'm confused who it was. But thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And y'all, just be careful out there. Be healthy. Tomorrow, I am going to do a town hall for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. It's going to be called Town Hall Being Black. I do not want to be your token black friend. So definitely that discussion is going to be great. And it's just going to be hosted by me, and whoever want to come up and talk can come and talk. But I love every single one of y'all. Hold on. Let me show y'all my ribs before we get out of here. Deuces, y'all.
Hey, AT2, how are you?
I'm doing good. You know, I just got home, but I just got finished cooking. You know what I cooked?
What you cooked?
I cooked ribs. Can I show you my ribs?
Please show the ribs.
Let me show you my ribs real quick. Can you see my ribs? Y'all see my ribs? Y'all see my ribs? Oh no, my camera.
Oh,